Welcome everyone, I'm your host Runner TV, and today we'll be taking a look at the new news that came out recently for the new support fire system that we implemented in GBO2. As of right now, we only have 2 photos to go off of, maybe more if they're out there, or even the devs themselves have put it in their in the GBO2 website, but as far as I know, they haven't yet, as of the time of making this video. So, with that being said, there's only 2 photos, and for the most part, they kind of just give what we kind of need. Here's the first photo. Let's talk about the first photo, so we can get a better understanding of how some of this works. So we could better, I could better maybe even help you understand how this works. At least in how I think it's gonna work, to help you better understand how it's gonna work. Yeah. Anyways, so this is the first image we have. It says your team's sortie time will be ready to scramble right away. So this is about their new team support. What was it called again? Let me see. It's called support respawn support settings. So this is the first mode that they're implementing. So I guess if you have a beacon, a player can call the beacon, or I guess it'll allow you to basically call. It basically lowers your time to be basically sorting by maybe 50%, maybe. That's my best understanding of it. You're gonna be able to basically call in your team a lot faster, and that goes for everyone, or at least everyone that's dead. So that seems pretty cool. In fact, this can change the game for as we know it now. You know what I mean? This could change the way we play GBO2. This is a very, very nice addition, because now games will be basically more fast-paced. This will also help in many things that are coming in the future, like clan matches, or maybe even new matches. It'll help, rating and quick, hopefully move a lot smoother, because people are actually sorting in together, because the timers aren't so sporadic. You know what I mean? They're a lot more closer to each other, so that way everyone's spawning relatively at the same time, maybe a few 2 seconds off, which in GBO2 that's nothing, because you have a spawn in delay. So because you're airdropping essentially to the beacon, so that and you have iframes, so that basically means nothing if you're a second or 2 off, which is a little hint if you're an inexperienced player. Use that, implement in your gameplay as you will. But yeah, so this should definitely help in quick in rating, and even some custom games. If you guys do customs like me, this will definitely help. Speaking about customs, keep in mind too that unfortunately that these new support, these 2 new support fires are only in customs for now. I'm assuming they're kind of doing like a beta test situation, or beta testing to see if they're gonna work well and implemented in the game. Again, I think the respawn support settings it's really good. I do think that will basically move the game a lot quicker. It'll have people solo queuing like me, or even 2v queuing, team queuing, depending on how many people. It allows players to basically spawn in relatively around the same time, if not the same time, which is something that I know a lot of people are complaining about. Ever since I've started playing this game, it's always a thing of, why isn't my team spawning in with me, or why isn't the team spawning in? And 9 times out of 10, yeah, they might not be spawning in because they're not, spawning in for some reason, or you're at a different location. There's a lot of issues, you know what I mean? We can chuck it up to, but sometimes it's because the team's either already dead, you know what I mean, and you spawned in, let's say, late, you know what I mean, and so you need, you're by yourself. So with support settings, hopefully you'll be able, your team that just died will have, if you can survive, which most good players can, for a good amount of time, your team should hopefully respawn not far from you, which is fucking awesome if we think about it. I mean, you'll be like, again, by yourself, but you're like, oh wait, our team right now has the support setting, so we'll be able to call in. They'll be able to come in, spawn in faster, and that's great because that's exactly what GBO right now is having a problem with in their ratings, sometimes customs, you know what I mean, and mainly rating though, and quick. So that's great. I really do think this is a good implement to the system. Next one is the EMP jamming support setting. So I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. It basically, anyone in that radius basically gets jammed. Maybe they get like heavy staggered. Maybe, and that's basically like the jamming system. They get heavy staggered. Their map gets all fuzzy. It's sort of like the Sea Serpent, or the heat rod anchor, or the heat rod. You know what I mean? In my opinion, or I'm guessing how it would work. And it should basically allow your team to come in there and have the opportunity to do DPS. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily like a one-shot kill thing, or maybe it is. I don't know. Again, it could be. But in my opinion, it would be kind of broken if it was that. I just feel like it will just shut down the suit. Maybe not even do damage to these players that are in the radius, but it's definitely something to definitely look into. So here's, by the way, the image for that, and let's see it in more detail as well. And here is the photo for the EMP and the respawn support settings. And yeah, so these are basically the new 3 support fires or supports settings, I guess, we'll be able to have. And obviously we know fire support settings is support fire. And now we have 2 additional ones. So the EMP is essentially what it is, and EMP is shuts down the mobile suit at that location. It basically immobilizes the suit. My best guess of how that's again going to work, like I elaborated earlier, is probably going to be like, hey, look, it's like getting heat serpent or heat rod or heat anchor. No matter, you know what I mean. It's like, your map gets delayed, so you don't have a radar. You get heavy staggered. Basically allows the enemy team to push in and do some raw damage to you while you're basically invulnerable. And respawn settings is basically 50%, I'm assuming, or if not all of your counting for a respawn, and yeah, you know what I mean. So that way you're able to spawn in quicker, and your team's able to support you a lot faster if they're dead and you spawned in, you know what I mean, and you're still in the field. These settings are a warm welcome. They make the match go a lot quicker, and in fact we can see a lot more points. Maybe they feel like the people were, not spawning in time, which they are. You know what I mean? And they're like, okay, well, we need to get these players to, we're seeing that some players are spawning in by themselves, so we need this and that. So I think, the devs are seeing issues, and I guess trying to resolve them, or just add things. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't really know. I mean, we all like to hope that they notice this. I also want to know if they're going to bring new servers. I'm going to, every time I think they add something new, I feel like I should say that, like, we know the servers are a big problem, and latency is a huge issue. So I think just let's start worrying about, instead of implementing new things to the game, is implement new things to the servers, so that way we're able to have less latency issues, less lagging, less disconnection rating, penalizing, because oh, we couldn't connect to the host, or oh, this and that. Like, it's not our fault, because it's peer-to-peer. You know what I mean? So again, these are just personal knickknacks. Maybe I do know a few people could agree, or we could agree on that. Let's focus on the servers, then start implementing these things in the game. But it should be able to, and we can only hope, right? So pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, about these 2 new support fires, EMP and support settings, respawn settings. I think they're going to be a great implementation to the game. I think they're going to make it to where if you're solo queuing in rating or in quick, or even if in customs, you'll be able to better coordinate with your team, without, communication. Which, believe it or not, obviously, for those that don't know, it's a big part of this game. So not having communication to when you're going to spawn in, it does kill a lot of the necessary gameplay aesthetic of it, where you need to spawn in with your team, you need to stick with the team. Um, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let's converse. Tell me what you guys think about the new update.